Most people think we gave up meat for the usual reasons, but the truth is, our story is nothing like what you are imagining.
Yeah, some people even think that you are a vegetarian because of me. You met me and then turned into a vegetarian. Two people,
Two cultures,
one decision.
and it's not about love this time.
Greetings, beautiful people.
Welcome back, Borderless Family, aka our
Our
love
love
tribe. So, as you've seen on the title and the thumbnail, it says what? The real reason why what? We stopped eating meat. Yeah. And it's our story, you know. Here, okay, let me start by what? Let me start.
Your story.
My story. It's not because of her, that's why I stopped eating meat, as some people will say. But it started back home, right? When I say back home, it's like back home in Ghana. So there was some time I was like, I'm gonna change like the way I live. And also there was a friend that was introduced me to this elder, let me say, Muta Baruka. Yeah. So I was listening to this the reasoning from Muta Baruka and some other stuffs, and then like I don't know, my perspective just changed to like a whole lot of things. I started from stop going to church. Yeah, I'll give some excuses, stuffs like this, but then I'll be like, yeah, and you know, time went on like that, and then there was a point I was like, nah, I'm not going to eat meat again, you know. And my mom was like, we've been like this, so what is happening? What is bringing the change and all those stuff? And I was like, Mom, I don't know. I don't know. I just started. So it was, I didn't cut it off like totally like from the beginning like that. It was with time, and then we cook sometimes, you know, and then they will give me meat, and then I will not eat. Sometimes they will give me like maybe 2 meats, you know, then I'll give one to one of my cousins. I'll give him one, and then sometimes like that, and then I started telling them that don't give me 2 meats, just give me 1. Yeah, I started telling my sisters like this, don't give me 2 meats, just give me 1. And then sometimes I say, don't give me meat, just give me the soup or stew or whatever, you know, because it's like it's a family. Yeah, we cook together. I cannot say that time it was something that is developing, so it wasn't that I went and then I was like, I have to go and cook my own thing. Nah, it didn't start like that. And then I tell them not to give me the meat, although I eat the soup or the stew, something like that, but I don't eat the meat or in the fish. Yeah, whatever it is. And then like I continue like that, moving like that with step by step, and then I moved on my own. At that time I went from home, I went to the city. I went to study some course in Accra. So there I was alone, and then there it all started. I started cooking by myself, so I don't cook meats, any other stuff. I just cook some veggies, and that's where the mentality changed. And then I was like, nah, I'm gonna do this. Fast forward when I came to China, but let's hear your story before I pitch in that side.
Yeah. Okay. Where should I start from?
Start from anywhere.
From the for me, since the beginning, like when I was small, I didn't like eating meat, and then but my parents used to force me to eat meat, because people say that how will you grow if you don't eat meat, right? So they used to say I should just eat just like you, that's the soup. And I used to eat some, and then I don't really like eating, so I used to eat sometimes chicken maybe, and then gradually I stopped. And That is my story. Very short.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
but later my family also understood, like, because
Yeah.
there were also vegetarians in my family.
Yeah.
So they understood. And in Nepal, it's not like if you are a vegetarian, it's not something very unusual like in Ghana.
Yeah.
In Ghana, most of the people they eat meat, right?
Yeah.
But in Nepal, it's common. There are many vegetarians who don't even eat egg or even vegan. So it was not like very unusual decision.
So, like the way she was saying, like, you know, in it's different, you know, it's different. It's two different cultures, you know. Like Ghana, like this, you can. It's not that when you stay, you are not going to eat meat. There's gonna be like, yo, what is wrong with this kid? You know, like the culture is different because from where I come from, you know, from the border, you know, like Aflau, that side. So it's like it's not common, you know. It's rare before you see someone who doesn't eat meat, because Ghanaians like this, they say, Ghanaians love eggs, they love this, they love meat and all that. Yeah. So it was kind of a bit like difficult for me, but I stood on like my ground, like this is what I want to do, this is the life I want to live, you know, because there is this saying like you know, those times our ancestors they eat for what, for survival, you know, but this 21st century, at this time, we have to eat by choice. Yeah, we have to eat by choice. So I was like, nah, yeah, the survival time it's gone, so I have to eat by choice. So I decided like, nah, I want to eat by choice. Yeah. So fast forward, that's when I came to China, and then yeah, I used to eat with my Ghanaian friend,
Who
you
is
know.
a meat lover?
Yeah, Saga. So I used to eat with him, you know, but then like he was trying. It's not like he was trying to bring me back, but then it was like more of the time we cook together, you know. We wake up early in the morning, we go to class, and then we come back lunchtime, we eat. So we cook together, you know. So we make the stew, and or sometimes we go to the canteen. So it was like
Even canteen, there are so many mixed stuff.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find a vegetarian food.
yeah, in China here, yeah. So like we're like, sometimes we cook meat, you know, he cooks the meat, sometimes I eat the stew, but then yeah, sometimes I eat some of the meat. Then I was like, nah bro, what is happening? Because I was like, nah, I need to do this, because it's like I've also seen so much. I did a research, you know. I did research. It's not that something I just jumped into. No, I was like, no, if I want to do this, I gotta know what I am doing. Yeah, there were so many people back home also were trying to say, yo, what are you doing and those stuff. Some people try to talk to me and show me this and show me this, but yeah, it's there. I know they care. Yeah. But I was like, nah, it's my decision. I will have to know what I am doing. If only I know what I am doing, then I don't have to be worried. So I was like, nah, yeah, bro, we cook together. Yeah, maybe we cook rice. Yeah, but the stew, I make my own stew, you make your own stew. Yeah, because if I don't do it like that, it's gonna be like, no, I'm not doing anything, because I'm still in the same circle. I'm just like, Irutupalam.
What is that?
In the end, you say Irutupalam. You are running in circle.
Really?
Yeah. Irutupalam. South Indian, I think.
No.
Yeah. You say Irutupalam. So I used to be like, I'm running in.
Round and round.
Yeah, in circle. I don't want to do this. So I was like, nah, bro. It's not that I don't want to eat with you. Nah. But I am trying to stop eating meat. So it was like that. Then with time I was like, nah, I stopped the meat. I stopped it totally. And then I went, sometime I was eating egg. Yeah. And then
Most of the people who are vegetarian and who come to China, I've seen them switching to egg because they don't find many options, and then they just eat which
Yeah.
is like tomatoes and egg.
yeah. So sometimes I eat that, and then I started cutting it. even way before I even met her. Yeah. So if you haven't watched that video about how we met, you can check that out.
Mentioned it there.
Yeah, we mentioned it there, so you can check that out right here, and also down in the description. So that was when I met her.